Scott, what was your message to the guys at halftime? You're moving the ball really well, and yet you're behind on the scoreboard. What were you preaching to them throughout the game here?
Honestly, the same thing I was preaching to them before the game, that I wanted to see a team that was out there having fun, playing for each other, and that didn't make any dumb mistakes. We failed miserably on that in the first half. Made way too many mistakes. That's just been too common in our program. We got to get all that fixed. But it was better in the second half. They played smarter in the second half, and was really impressed with the fight.
I wanted to ask you about going for it on the 4th and 2 late too. Obviously, that was gutsy. What made you want to pull the trigger there? Just the yardage you racked up at that point?
Yeah, just felt good about our play call and the way we were moving it, and wanted to stay aggressive.
Thank you. Next up, Sean Callahan.
Hey, Coach. How much harder did you guys make this probably than it had to be? And then on the flip side, how proud are you of your guys that kind of overcame the 4 turnovers and the kick return to get the win?
So what I told them after the game, Sean, this has been happening way too often. It starts with me as the head coach, the details and special teams, the ball security, the dumb penalties have cost us all year. We'd have a better record right now if we weren't doing things like that to ourselves, and it's hard to overcome those things in any game, much less in the Big Ten. We were able to overcome it tonight. But hey, we're a good enough football team to win a lot of games if we don't do those things, and we got to get them stopped.
Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Scott, could you just sort of give us your quarterback availability situation tonight? Obviously, Luke was on the trip and then wasn't dressed, and then also just the way Adrian responded, especially after the early turnovers.
Yeah, Luke wasn't available tonight for health reasons. He'll be fine. Logan Smothers was ready to go in if we needed him to go in, had a good week of practice. We put a lot on Adrian tonight, kind of let everything hang tonight, whatever plays we needed to run. Some mistakes that I don't want to see our quarterback make with 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions. But he made a lot of good plays too. And just like a lot of the guys, Mills and Cam and some others, was impressed with the way they kept battling.
Hey, Scott, if Luke wasn't available, what was
We were worried about our signals getting stolen on the other side, and we need as many guys up and able to do that as possible. But he's a big part of the team, and if I was in that spot, whether I was able to play or not, I'd want to be with my team.
Thanks.
Next up, Mitch Sherman.
Hey, Scott, the second half, you had 3 drives of 90-plus yards. It's the first team in the country this year to do that in one half of football. I'm sure you're going to look at that in the offseason and beat your head against the wall a little bit that it took 16 halves of football to get to that point. But, where do you think that's been to that physical run right at him approach that you showed in the second half?
I don't think it's been absent. It's been inconsistent. We should have had the same success, I think, in the first half as we had in the second half offensively. We fumbled on the first drive. We fumbled again. Those are the things that have been happening to us all year. And again, that starts with me as the head coach to make sure the detail and discipline in our program is good enough that those things don't happen. But when we've clicked and not shot ourselves in the foot, it's been pretty good all year. It just hasn't been consistent enough. And in the second half, it came together.
Next up, Sam McEwen.
First, good win. Second, the question is, your special teams cost you, 10, 14 points tonight. What was going on the kickoff coverage unit? And why did you guys decide finally to kick it to Crookshank and then he returned it for a score?
We didn't decide to kick it there. Sam, I appreciate you saying good game. You're pointing out things that we need to fix. he beat us, had a touchdown against us a year ago. Our plan was not to kick it to him, wanted to kick away from him. That wasn't working out. We were sky kicking it and giving him too good a field position. Wanted the ball kicked deep away from him, and but I don't really have an answer for you. Those are bad mistakes that shouldn't happen and can't happen.
Given the fact that you guys physically imposed your will tonight, I think that was pretty clear. Do you sense your team wants to play another game, or do you feel like they gave their finishing kick tonight? And when will you make that decision?
I need to talk to the guys about it. I got to see if there's an opportunity for us to do it or not. This has been a long, hard year for a lot of people. We had you and Sam to talk to us about all the things we were doing early on in the year to try to make it safe for our guys to come back and work out. If I'd have known this season was going to get delayed, I don't think I'd have brought them back as early. Some of our guys haven't seen their families since March or April. It's been a long haul. I think it'd be great for us if we had an opportunity to go play another game. Don't know if we have that opportunity yet, but I'm going to let the guys decide if they have gas left in the tank or not. We'll make that decision.
Does it matter who you play, or does that come into the equation at all, like the opponent and when you play, that kind of stuff?
When you play, maybe. We just came off a disappointing game last week and had to turn around and get the guys ready to play again in 5 days on the road with a nor'easter at night. It took a lot of effort and energy for everybody to get the guys ready to play this week. If we have to turn around and do it again in 6 or 7 days when we're going to get home at 4 a.m, I don't know how many guys would be excited about that. So we'd have to see what's out there, and I'm going to let the kids decide what they want to do.
2 more for Coach Jeremy.
Okay, 2 more. Next up, Steve Sipple.
Hey, Scott, do you think Diedrich's big night was maybe the result of him getting healthy? I mean, it looked like he had more bounce tonight.
It did. I think he was more healthy. He's been nursing a few things for the past few weeks. Thought he ran hard. We had some warriors out there tonight. Wandale got really good shot and had a rib bruise, and he battled. And Mills was a warrior tonight. A bunch of the guys on defense were warriors. I was impressed with the way that Millsy ran it tonight. He's a team guy. I also thought the O-line, I have to watch the tape, but I feel like they probably played their best game tonight. And that's an encouraging thing, particularly playing 4 young players on that O-line.
Yeah, did you get a good read on Turner Corcoran? I mean, that's a pretty big night for him making his first start.
Yeah, I didn't notice him sip, and that probably means he played pretty well. I think he had 1 penalty that didn't matter because we threw an interception on the play. But if we ran for 365 yards and I didn't notice a freshman left tackle, that probably means he played pretty well. So we'll watch the tape and figure it out, but he's got a lot of good football ahead of him.
All right, last one, Brian Christopherson.
Hey, Scott, did you feel like the defense kind of kept your head above the water there while you kind of got out of your own way on offense?
Yeah. I said it this week in press conference. I think the defense has played well enough this year for us to have a chance to win almost every game we played this year, maybe the exception of 1. It's hard to overcome 4 turnovers, a fake punt, and a kick return touchdown. I don't know if anybody in the country's done that this year. But the D kept battling. Thought they were really good on 3rd down tonight, which we needed to improve. I think that's way better. Thought we were better on 3rd down on offense tonight. That needed to get way better. We converted some touchdowns in the red zone. That needed to get better. A lot of positive things today. We got to do whatever we need to do to fix the errors.
Are you worn out yourself from this season? You mentioned the players, but how trying has this been for you and the staff just the whole year?
It's been hard on me. This whole year's been hard. Again, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. That there's a lot of people that have it worse than I do through this COVID deal. But we've been grinding for a long time. I lost Dad this year. I really expected us to turn a big corner this year. I thought we had the team to do that, and I still do. I'm really excited about the future, but I'm worn out too.